So hello everyone. Am I audible and is the video good for you? Just give us a nod so that we can proceed with the webinar. Hi everyone. Welcome to the session. We'll be doing a very important session for you, very instrumental for carrying forward a very structured preparation ahead. Just let me know whether this is audible and properly visible to you. We just wait for one more minute. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmations. So, hello everyone and warm greetings to all of you. So this particular session has been taken up by me because of two agendas. First thing is that first of all, I want to begin by saying that I really hope that you're doing well. I'm not going to ask about how your studies are going because I understand that each one of you must be facing certain challenges, which we are here for. So need not to worry for that. But this preparation, this session that we are going to take today is about structuring your entire preparation because of two reasons. First reason is that we are 8 months away from the D day, 25th of May. That is when your prelims 2025 is going to be conducted by UPSC. Now, because we are in 8 months away, we also realize that this is an orange zone. Orange zone which just precedes, which just comes before the red zone. Red zone is a time upon which when you start your preparation, of course you will be able to manage it according to your caliber, but you might feel a little bit more uncertainty, a little bit more anxious, and you might feel more discomfort as compared to preparing beforehand, structuring and initiating your preparation beforehand. So orange zone, this particular zone, this month of October is the perfect time to start your preparation, more importantly to structure your preparation if you have not done that yet. Now, I'm not trying to make you afraid out of it, but I'm just trying to alert you on this. So, this is a very important note that I, as a mentor, want to put forward for you, that this is the right time to initiate your preparation, to structure your preparation. How to do that, we'll help you with that. Now, the second reason is that it has been brought to my notice that this is also a time where the students feel very dull, depressed, distracted, and demotivated. You also must be feeling that. So what is the reason? Have you ever contemplated why are you exactly feeling that? You're not lacking the intent to crack the examination, neither am I doubting that. But think about it. When you wake up, you are waking with the intent to crack the paper, but you do not have the content to prepare. What should I read the next day? So what is lacking is a structure in your preparation. You are full of chaos, and when we are too much chaotic, it also drains our willpower, the decision making, because it drains our willpower. It makes us procrastinate, because you're procrastinating, and when you're procrastinating endlessly, it will eventually make you depressed, and you will feel like you're trapped in a vicious cycle, and you will feel that this preparation is becoming very difficult for me. To break that cycle, my intent is to bring a very important factor in your preparation, that is structure. So if you will attend this webinar properly, you will notice a lot of changes happening in your attitude, in your approach towards examination, and more importantly, your confidence level. Okay. So this also is a very important, a very special day, because 9th of October is the launch date of our last batch of Step Up Mentorship Program, which is the flagship mentorship program by Vajiram Ravi. So this particular program is going to get launched today itself, and in order to avail the admissions, you can go to the doc link, the Google form that is available, that will be made available in the description, and by clicking on that, you can avail the admissions to this. On this note, I will start the discussion. So first of all, we are here trying to create a plan for you, but each one of you are unique, you are different, you have got your own background with respect to UPSC, your own preparation. So definitely it will not be just from my side to impose a uniform plan for all of you alike of your situation. So respecting and appreciating your own situation, I will build 3 steps for you. These 3 steps, if you follow, They will help you to navigate and discover the right plan for yourself. Step 1. Step 1 is to choose your category. We have created two plans here. One is for the beginner level, second is the advanced level. Now, beginners and advanced people are not those who are differentiated on the basis of their test scores, on the basis of their university marks, on the basis of the placements that they have cracked, but on the basis of their familiarity with the syllabus. So, if you feel that you are familiar with most of the topics of the syllabus, you have made notes, you have appeared in mains at least once, you come under the category of advanced levels. So, when I'll be putting forward the advanced plan, you have to take notes out of that. In the second category, the students who are just trying to initiate their preparation, even if they have initiated it way back before, they were not very acquainted with the notes, they were not acquainted with the syllabus. If that is your category, that is your placement, be very honest with yourself and accept that I have to take the plan which is of the beginners level. Okay, so there are two set of plans. To choose which plan is best for you, you have to very honestly place yourself in the right category. Step 1, if that is done from your side, now I'll bring you to step number 2. Now, when I see cracking UPSC, it means cracking the entire syllabus within 8 months of time, because right now, honestly, we have only 8 months of time. How will we do it? We will do it by breaking things, because Rome wasn't built in a day, it was built brick by brick. So we also have to develop a plan day by day, week by week, month by month. And that only can happen when we will bifurcate, divide the entire plan. So you try to divide 8 with me. So let's divide 8 by 3. You will get 2.66. On an average, you will get 2.5 months in each sector. So let's say I have got 3 phases. I've got 3 phases of 2.5 months. So these phases will broadly be divided in the following fashion. The first phase has to be for foundation. Foundation means those subjects which have to be read on a priority basis. They cannot be compromised with, because if you secure this portion of UPSC, you will be able to secure 70% of the game, not just for prelims but also for mains. So foundation includes subjects like polity, foundation includes subjects like economy and geography, because their relevance for both the examination, prelims and mains alike, is very high yielding. So we will be focusing on these subjects, completing these foundation course subjects. Ma'am, should I only be doing NCRT during this time? Not at all. Should I be doing only from the prelims point of view? No. You have to read it from GS perspective also, that is mains perspective and prelims perspective. How to do it? We'll calibrate the entire plan, but first, learn the philosophy so that you yourself become self-reliant in creating such plans for yourself. Okay, now in the second half, in the second phase, this we will call as the mains exclusive phase or the integration phase. This is where we will bring in the mains exclusive topics. For example, name some of them. There's governance, there's social justice, there's ethics, more importantly, internal security. This is not something directly going to help you in prelims, but they are very exclusively important for mains. So along with keeping up with the foundation targets, now I will also bring mains aspect. Now I will become more rigorous towards doing answer writing. Now I will become more rigorous towards approaching optional subject. So the second phase would be mains exclusive phase. And the third phase would be prelims exclusive, because prelims has become very dicey. Prelims require good amount of attention. Even if you are an experienced player, you've been cracking prelims, still believe me, because of the changing dynamic nature of the prelims, it requires some good amount of time to be invested. So there has to be this kind of planning to be followed. What we have done here, we have followed the second step. We have divided the entire preparation into phases. The third thing is something which calls integrity from your side. If I give you the plan, it's now your integrity, your responsibility, not towards me, but towards you, to execute the plan. So first of all, adapt yourself to the plan. Just because I have given you a plan doesn't mean you have to follow it by heart. You can switch the subjects on the basis of your comfort level. If you're feeling that you have been giving the mains, but you are struggling with scoring good marks in ethics, put ethics on your priority. But how many weeks should be given to ethics? What all you have to read from ethics on the basis of PYQs? What all exactly topics have to be read, sources have to be read, that we will be telling. but you can adjust it accordingly. You have to adjust yourself to this plan fully. So either you can take my words, take my plan as it is, trust on me, or either you can bring a flexibility from your own side, completely fine with it. The only thing is commit yourself to the plan, because only commitment will create execution, and only executions and actions will crack the paper, not motivation. This is very important, and this is why in the beginning I told you that most of the problems that you are facing will be shattered, will be broken down with this one session, because we are trying to bring more objective solutions for you. I hope you are able to appreciate that. Now let's move to the next slide. Now in the next slide, when I realized that I am a beginner, I will be adapting to the plan, what I call as the plan alpha. If I am somewhere intermediate, or if I feel that I have given I'm more acquainted to the UPSC syllabus, I've already written mains, in that case I will accustom myself to the plan sigma. So please remember, either you will go for plan alpha, plan sigma, or you can create a hybrid plan using both of them. But I would from my side recommend that you go for either one of them. For the people who are following this plan, there might be some of the subjects we'll be skipping for you, okay, but there's a rationale behind it. I'll be explaining you that. That is why don't feel the FOMO. This word was also asked in essay this year. So don't get the fear of missing out, that I'm losing out on these subjects, these people are doing it. They are doing because they've already finished the syllabus. They have already written the mains, already have the notes with them. You want to crack the prelims first, and then you would want to go to mains. So some of the topics will be diluted in this case, so that you comfortably finish up the foundational courses, the foundational subjects. Okay, now talking about the phase distribution, let's quickly have a look into it. I think this is self-explanatory. I have divided the entire phase into foundation phase, 2.5 months, main score phase, 2.5 months, prelim score, prelims exclusive, 2.5 months. Now, I have two category of students. One is going to follow the plan alpha, which means the beginner level. For them, we will start with the foundation subjects. Foundation subjects like polity, economy, geography, history, that will be made a priority for them. And when they enter into the next 2.5 months, which means from December to February, they will be made to do ethics and some other areas which are main core subjects. Okay, but for my advanced students who are already comfortable with the syllabus, have already made their notes, already gone through some of the syllabus, some of the parts of the syllabus, we have to integrate their preparation all together. Might be more grinding for you, but it is worthwhile. Okay, end of the day, it's worthwhile, because you know that you might be struggling in areas like answer writing, you might be struggling in notes making, you might have not created them yet. So we have to become more aggressive towards that. Okay, to fix our loopholes, we will be integrating the entire foundation plan with mains exclusive subject from the very first day. We will be giving you subjects which are core mains exclusive. Okay, for example, comparing Indian constitution with that of USA, UK, Canada, France, etc., and world history, post independence, all of them, we're going to start from day one only, along with foundational subjects, and then both will be subjected to the prelims exclusive phase all together. Okay, now let's launch the plan for you. So whenever I create a plan, okay, see, a plan cannot be created at a micro level without having a macro vision of it. My macro vision for you is that your phase one, irrespective of which plan you belong to, beginner or advanced, alpha or sigma, irrespective of that, if you belong to plan, if let's say you belong to alpha plan, then also you have to finish your first phase in or within 2.5 months. Okay, at maximum 2.6 months, but not more than that, which means October, November, and mid of December is when the foundation subjects have to be done and dusted, along with notes making. And notes making as much as possible. Not going to impose that on you that you have to do 100% notes making of the syllabus. Not possible for most of us, but at least try your best to do that. It's going to help you. Now, the second thing is, in the second phase, I'm expecting that mid of December, January, and February, this is going to be our mains exclusive phase. The ethics part, optional part, has to be finished by February. That is my target, that is my macro vision for you. And then after February, we will launch full throttle into prelims exclusive phase, because we have to practice n number of sectional tests, FLTs, and of course, not to forget PYQ analysis. Okay, this is a macro division according to month. Now, coming to the entire plan, the entire macro plan. Now, this is the alpha plan. This is for the beginners. Okay, if you find yourself in the beginner category, look into this. So we are going to start your plan from tomorrow, that is from 10th of October. The first thing that you need to do is not to open your Lakshmikant, open your books. No. First of all, mark the uncharted territory, which means map the syllabus. Learn the syllabus, learn the PYQs. For instance, I'm going to start your week with polity. So it doesn't mean that you're going to start with chapter 1 of Lakshmikant. It means that first of all, I'll go through PYQ. I will see what kind of questions were asked. For instance, in 2024, which kind of mains question were asked? Heavily current affair oriented. They were talking about one nation, one election. What electoral reforms have suggested that? They have asked about tribunals. They have asked about CAT. They have asked about CAG, the Comptroller Auditor General. So these are the areas which I understand that is very important for UPSC. They've been continuously asking about it. They've been also asking about NHRC and whatever recently has been happening around that institution. Okay, so when you understand the language of the paper, you will understand from where the questions will come, which part is more important, and how do I need to prepare it. For example, in international relations, this year it was asked that the Western countries are trying to create an alternate channel to divert the China through India. And why was this happening? Because of the supply chain disruptions brought by China a lot many times, right? So when I'll be learning, when I'll be reading the international relations, my perspective would be what are the implications on India, what are the impact on India, and how India can leverage from any kind of crisis going on, right? So this approach drastically changes when you make yourself aware of the PYQs. Okay, reading PYQ, finalizing the resources is very important. Now, when I'm finalizing my resources, which means I'm done here, I will not be picking more books. So once I finalize my resource with the help of my mentors, with the help of my teachers, my peers, my family, then I will not move to any other resource unless and until that resource proves to be very useful for me. Okay, so I have reviewed PYQ, I have finalized the resource for GS paper. Tomorrow, that is 10th of October, 11th, you will be doing for optional. I hope that all the beginner students have finalized their optional. If you have not, a very kind dear request to you, please finalize your optional by now, because the coachings would be starting. So if you want to catch up with 2025, if you really want to crack it in the next attempt, you have to be very good with your optional. So optional deciding which optional you have to take should be your priority today. And if you have been contemplating what optional to take, just try to resolve it as quickly as you can. No optional is perfect. That is my advice from you. If you're able to justify it, if you really find it interesting, if it's a scoring optional on the basis of these three metrics, please choose your optional and review the PYQs, finalize the resources for them. Okay. Now, when I have done this, I have charted my territory where I have to move. This is the area which I'm going to learn. And now I will chart out my plan. So first of all, we are going to work in phase 1. Phase 1 includes foundational subjects. What are the foundational subjects? Foundational subjects are polity, geography, and economy. I'm giving you very comfortable time, 4 weeks. 4 weeks for each of them, because I understand you are picking yourself at a beginner level. You might not be acquainted with the basic resources also, but this is a very comfortable time. 4 weeks means you're getting many days. Okay, so 1 week, 28 days, approximately 1 month for preparing one subject is more than enough. But the intent should be right. Your orientation towards that subject should be right. What are you learning from that topic should be right. How to choose that, we'll teach you. But anyway, so week number 1, week number 2, week number 3, week number 4, which means by 31st of October, your polity should be finished. Your polity should be done and dusted. When I'm saying polity, not just the Lakshmikant category polity, but that along with the GS2 part of polity, which means I have to do the mains analysis also. Let's say I'm reading about some constitutional body like CAG, then I have to know that what are the recent actions made by CAG, what is the criticism of CAG, why is it only taking care of the auditing and not of propriety, a question which was asked in PYQ. So my perspective is important. Perspective of any topic should be prelims oriented and mains oriented. Okay, so we have done polity over here. Now, I will be beginning geography from 7th of November and will be winding up by 28th of November. By this time, Indian geography, world geography, human geography, along with mapping, all of these should be winded up. So we have to create notes of this part. We have to do the PYQ analysis. And more importantly, we have to focus on mapping. Now, from 5th of December, we'll be picking up economy as a subject, and on 26th of December, we'll try to wrap up economics. So we are giving 4 weeks for economics as well. This is a macro plan. What to read within these, this is going to be dealt in the next slide. So be patient for that. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a buffer week after this, because I understand you are beginning up and you might be finding it hard to catch up with these subjects. You might be having certain overlapping targets also. You might be a foundational student, right? You might be a college student. You might be having your other commitments. So to balance everything, it's not very easy that we work on a very tight schedule. So we have to bring flexibility. So there will be a buffer week also. So 7 days of break will be there. This break has to be utilized. Okay, which means filling the gaps of these areas. So I'm providing that buffer week. Now we will start with the second phase, very important phase, that is mains exclusive. This is going to start from January for you, and we will be having 4 weeks of ethics. Then we will enter into modern history, very important for mains examination. And along with modern history, we will also solve some components of post independence and world history, but very very briefly, because you are a beginner level student. I do not want you to be reading this a lot, because these are not very high yielding topics. Appreciating that fact, when I'm creating a macro plan for you, it has to be very comprehensive and inclusive of everything, not just of the GS subject, but I know that you're scared of CSAT also, right? So can you please put up the comments if there's any? So if you are scared of CSAT, if you're also struggling with managing your options side by side, here is the solution. This is a very comprehensive plan. Okay. So talking about CSAT, see, when you should start CSAT preparation is the most, is the most asked question. So that genuinely depends upon objective parameters, that what is not that you have done engineering background, not that you have had mathematics as an option, but upon solving a particular PYQ of CSAT, how much did you score? So your preparation of CSAT will start on 31st of October. 17th of October, I'm really sorry for that. 17th of October, on which day you will be doing an assessment test. You will be doing an assessment test, just like we do our body checkup. Assessment test, take any PYQ you want, but preferably PYQ after 2021, because patterns have been changing. So take any PYQ after 2021, understand your scores. Now, if your score is coming anywhere less than 45 marks, please listen to this very, very carefully. If it is coming less than 45 marks, which means we need to change our gears with respect to CSAT, and we need to put time for that. We need to take out time for CSAT before anybody else is doing it. Okay. So we will become more active. Don't be ashamed of the score. We have got enough times, right? So if you're scoring less than 45 marks, you start preparing for it. Now, to start preparing for it, you have to identify the places where you are struggling. Let's say you are struggling more with number system, permutation and combination, probability topic, logical reasoning, English, whatever is your loophole area, whatever is the area in which you are getting challenged, target on it, attack on it, and you will be able to do it very steadfastly and very comfortably from the month of August, from the month of October, right? So you will another work for another week for CSAT, give another test. Again, score is less than 45. Again, you work for it. Again, you will work the other week for CSAT. Again, on the third week, if you're scoring less than 45, then again you will further, you will keep on doing it unless and until your score gets more than 65. Unless and until your score gets more than 65, which is above the cutoff. So you will be following this plan, this chain reaction, unless you get the desired result. It is that simple. It is that logical. Okay. Now, talking about the next category. That, ma'am, I gave my test on 17th of October and I found myself to be comfortably clearing the cutoff, but it was less than 65. I believe that I'll be able to do it, but my marks was 62. So should I be preparing for it? Yes, but not in the month of October. You can save your energies for something else. You can start from the month of November. End of November, we'll be starting your CSAT preparation. And your target should be to move beyond 66. The moment you move beyond 66 in any of the tests, every weekend you will be giving the test, assessing yourself. If in that particular test you're scoring less than 65, again prepare the entire week, again give the test. You keep on doing it till you achieve marks more than 70. The moment you achieve more than 70 marks, stop doing it. Stop doing this exercise. Now, for those category of students who feel that they're getting more than 70 marks, more than 70, more than 75 marks actually, then they need not to prepare in these two phases. They will enter into CSAT phase in the prelims exclusive phase. Okay. In the next part of the slide, I'll be showing you. Now, ma'am, what about optional? How to take care of optional and how to divide it? So, see what happens is the optional comprises of, doesn't matter which optional, how lengthy it is, how shorter it is, there are so many options over there, but I know that each optional has about 20 units in it. Part 1 has 10 unit, part 2 has 10 unit. Okay. Now, what I'm giving to you, the beginner student, I'm giving you 15 weeks for preparing the optional subject. 15 weeks, which means we're going to start your preparation from November, or from 31st of October to be precise, and we are going to end it on 6th of Feb. So by Feb, you will be completely optional ready if you follow this very simple plan. Now you might ask how it will be done. See, I'm not just giving you 15 days. These are 15 weeks. Try to appreciate that. How to dissect it, I will show you. But the idea over here is that you have got 20 units of optional with you. Okay. And we have got 10 weeks. So we will create a plan which is a 10 plus 5 plan. The initial 10 weeks will be dissected in a manner that you are doing 2 units in 1 week. 2 units in 1 week means 3 days for 1 unit and 1 day for your revision and PYQ analysis. So you will be doing this for the next 10 weeks. And with the help of this, you will be able to finish 20 units. Are you able to get that? But this is only video and notes making. I'm not expecting that you have finished up your foundation or you've finished up your classes or basic notes of optional. But if you are trying to do it from now, have the agenda that I'm going to target 2 units in 1 week along with their notes making and reviewing their PYQs continuously. Now, more on the optional part, we will deal when we'll be seeing the how to manage the optional slide. So right now, what I want to bring to your focus is that we have divided the structure. We have also got the elements of essay. Because you're a beginner, you might not be very proficient, so you will not be head starting essays right away. Take some time, watch the videos, watch the PYQ analysis of the essays, see how experts approach essays, the philosophical essays and the contextual essays, and then start your essays from November, 21st of November, approaching 1 essay or 2 essays a day, and you have to be bi-weekly in its frequency, which means you don't have to write essays every week. You can skip 1 week in between, but when you are writing an essay, make sure you're writing 2 essays. Okay, so we will be also doing 5 essay weeks. If you're doing 2 essays in a day, then which means we'll be finishing 10 essays. 10 essays are very easily completed by January itself. So by this time, you are prepared with most of your optional. By this time, you're prepared with your 10 essays. You're prepared with the foundational core subject, with ethics core subject. So by February only, you will be done with most part of the syllabus. And when I will break down this further for you now, you will feel that this has become a very manageable syllabus. The UPSC syllabus has become a very cute and very manageable one. The reason for this is heavy breakdown, the heavy micro listing that I'll be providing. Now, coming to the next slide and the next phase. The next phase is prelims exclusive phase. This is going to start from mid of February, end of February, or basically towards March. This is where the exclusive subject for prelims, which are not very important and high yielding for mains. For example, tell me some of them. It's ancient, it's medieval, the art and culture part, So these are, though they are asked in mains, but if you have the prelims knowledge of these topics, you will be good in mains also. So there's no other aspect you have to read separately. So therefore, medieval art and culture, environment, science and technology, and the ancient, in the previous slide, the ancient and art and culture, they are included. They are included in the prelims exclusive phase. And during this time, if you are a part of Step Up, then you will also be made to do a lot of revisions and give a lot of tests. Okay, so this is what we call the prelims camp program. So students of Step Up also gets access of that. But anyway, if you are entering into prelims exclusive phase, what I expect from you is that when you're doing the topic, side by side, do the PYQ analysis. Let's say I'm reading art and culture, let's say I'm reading ancient, let's say I'm reading medieval. My primary responsibility is to finish up that chapter and go through the PYQ of that chapter. Because nowadays enough amount of material is available which have dissected, diverted all the PYQs topic wise. Okay, so always approach the PYQs topic wise in this particular part, which means in the prelims exclusive part. Okay, now I'll try to wind up the entire syllabus by 17th of April along with managing current affair. So I'll be preparing, I'll also be creating a plan where from June 2024 to April 2025, all the current affairs will be sorted, especially for environment, science and technology, and also your another subject, which is Indian polity. Okay, so for these subjects, we have also created plans where we will very easily do uh, these particular current affairs as well. And now, as I reach the last 5 weeks before my prelims examination, all I want to do is PYQ analysis, review my notes, read nothing new, be confident about whatever I have read so far, and not touch mains at all, not even touch the current affairs at all. So, just the brushing up of whatever notes I've made, reviewing of the topics, doing their basic PYQs, keep on doing their PYQs again and again, and most importantly, solving full length tests would be my focus in the prelims exclusive time. Okay, so this is how we are going to deal with the entire macro plan for you beginners. And also, the last week has to be left on you. Whatever you want to do in the last week, you can do. I have already divided the previous week, as in the first week you will be doing Indian polity, second economy, environment, history, all the parts of history. So this is for the beginners. And in the last week, you will only be doing PYQ analysis, nothing else. Don't touch any mock test, don't touch any revision material, only do PYQ and enhance your confidence, because confidence is the key to cracking prelims paper. Okay, and on 26th of May, you will be having your D-Day prelims examination. If you are ardently following this plan, 100% you will clear it. Anyway, now let's move towards our next section of students, which is the plan for the sigmas, plan for the advanced level of students. Okay, you already have basic knowledge of the syllabus, you already have written some of the answers, some of you have also written the mains. So for you, I believe that you will be going little more gritty, little more in the sense serious about this particular attempt, and you wouldn't want to leave any stone unturned. And for that, you should be willing to work more harder, you should be able to grind more harder. Okay, so for that, I have created two priority subjects for you. This is your priority 1, this is your priority 2, which means that whenever I'm struggling to find a time balance between priority 1, priority 2, ma'am, which one to do, always choose this subject before this subject. But if you space out the time for both of them, ideally I believe that you should be doing and you will be doing both of them, okay, together. So let's start your week. In the day 1, you will do the PYQ analysis of all the resources. I believe that you have already done it previously. If not, just brush it up again. If you have not done it at all, try to do it within one day, because I believe you are experienced player, so you will be able to do it. Okay, review all the PYQs, finalize all the resources of GS on tomorrow, by tomorrow, that is 10th of October. Take 11th also, but I would say do everything, GS and optional analysis, by 10th of October only. Then we will begin your plan from 10th of October, from 11th of October, right? So 11th of October, we'll be picking a polity for you. But what I've done is, I understand that you will be more quicker in your revision. Some of you might be having notes, at least you must have highlighted the topics in your books, standard books. Okay, revision would be easier for you, and have that confidence that I'll be able to manage it. Okay, the beginner plan was a really comfortable plan. Okay, because we don't want to unduly stress the students who are just starting the preparation, and we do not want them to become anxious and stressful. But at the same time, I expect that you will be able to pick up better pace, catch up better pace as compared to them. Why? Because of your experience. So have confidence on the experience that I'll be able to finish it in 3 weeks. Okay. So what are we doing here? We are having a plan of 3 weeks of polity for you. We have a plan for 3 weeks of geography, 3 weeks of, and 4 weeks of economics. Economics, irrespective of your level, alpha level, sigma level, would be requiring 4 weeks because it's very arduous. It's having more of the mains component. So this is going to be your plan. Alongside polity, the second subject that you're going to deal with, which is not there for the beginners, it's for you. So this is comparison of constitution, federalism, types, governance, governance along with IR. Okay, then with geography, you will be doing disaster management. With economy, you should be doing internal security. With ethics, you should be doing social justice. They are created in such a manner that there is certain kind of synchronity. There is certain kind of synchronity in each of their syllabus. So it becomes more easy to correlate. Okay. Then there will be a buffer week for you also. Then you have to catch up modern history with post-independence and world history. You have to catch up ancient art and culture with Indian society. Okay, how to create the macro plan, I'll be bringing up in the next slide, but this is how the syllabus has to be organized for the sigma students. Okay, so if you find yourself in that category, this is the macro plan for you for phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, for optional, I have enlisted 16 tests for you because I believe that you will be able to pick up more number of tests, so you can take one more week for optional and focus more on that. And for CSAT, of course, CSAT, it's same because CSAT is something which is a great leveler. It's equally difficult for everybody, equally easy for everybody. So I'm not differentiating on that. If you find yourself scoring less than 45 marks, start from the month of October. Find yourself less than scoring 65 marks, start from the month of January. Okay, straight on that. With regards to essay, I believe you would be requiring more investment into essay. Essay must be something that is stopping your mains examination, you clearing the mains exam. So we would be focusing more on your essays. So what we'll do, we'll create 10-week plan for essay. So each day you have to write at least 1 or 2 essays, which means that by the end of December, you will be ready with 20 templates of essays, which have to be duly reviewed and evaluated by a proper expert, so that you will be able to understand your loopholes. And if you do something for so many number of times, you automatically adjust to that style which UPSC expects you to have. Okay, so as to give you more marks. Okay, now of course the sectional test will be starting from prelims exclusive phase. Everything is same. If you are thinking that, ma'am, shall I be getting the PDF of this particular presentation, of course it is available for you. We want to make everything very accessible and available. You just have to do one thing, that you have to fill the Google form. You have to fill the Google form. Upon filling it, you will automatically be able to download. You'll be automatically able to get the link which will help you download this entire PDF. So this plan will be made available to you. Okay, I'm hoping that you will not misuse it. You will only use it for your own personal benefits. Okay, so talking about it, now I will move to the last phase, prelims exclusive phase for the advanced student, for the sigma students. Okay, here there are more number of sectional tests for you, and there are more number of full length tests for you. Okay, and here the other part is just as same as for the beginners, because when you enter into the prelims exclusive phase, I believe that it becomes a great equalizer. Everybody comes into the same place. If a beginner has really done the foundational part very well, they will beat you at par. So therefore, irrespective of your experience, you have to be very steadfast in your prelims prep, in your prelims exclusive phase. So give good number of tests, do good number of PYQ analysis, check your loopholes, and see how it can be improvised further. Okay, so what we have done till now, we have understood the steps to be followed, how to create plan for yourself so that you become self-sufficient. Let's say you have only 6 months of time, then how to create plan for yourself. I've taught you that. There is a 3-step process. It's available in the PDF. Now, what I have taught you next is how to integrate everything into your plan. The component of essay, component of ethics, component of GS, the prelims component, mains component, optional component, CSAT component, all of them coming together. Okay. And then we have learned how to create macro plan according to our conditions, current situations. Okay. Now, how to manage the optional subject. So managing the optional subject, irrespective of whatever is your optional, doesn't matter how lengthy it is, how small it is. There's nothing like a small optional though. But yes, some people do think that it is. It's not the case. The thing is, optional does require at least 14 to 16 week of effort. Optional definitely makes and breaks the game because of the heavy marks it entails in the overall score. I hope you're able to understand that. So for that, we have very conveniently divided optional planning into 10 plus 5 regime. For the 10 weeks you will be preparing, and for the other 5 weeks you will be you will be doing the PYQs and you will be doing the tests. Okay, so just have a look, just have a typical look. I have shared a screenshot with you. Here can you see that we are starting from 24th of October, and this is for both. For plan alpha, for plan sigma, it is for both. 24th of October, start your optional phase. Okay, the first 3 days, because we have divided each week in such a manner that each week we will be able to complete 2 units of optional, assuming that we have got 20 units of optional in our subject. Okay, so 3 days you'll be doing 1 unit, 3 days you'll be doing another unit. The main focus in this phase is notes making. Notes making, which is very succinct, which is very crisp, very concise, very easy to be revised. Okay, so this is going to be our first week, then this is going to be our second week, third week, fourth week, so on and so forth. Okay, now you will reach, you have already finished 10 weeks like this. Now coming to the last 5 weeks, what are we going to do in this? 1 week comprises of 7 days. Here, what we will do, in the first day we will do PYQ analysis of unit number 1. Then unit number 2, unit number 3, unit number 4, unit number 5. Don't wait for any unit to get over and then go to the next day. No, because we've got a plan for it. We know that that might be happening. We've got a backup. So we'll be repeating this cycle. But for now, please understand, unit 1 PYQ, however, jitne bhi ho rahe hain, you have to do in the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, 5 units PYQs are completed. When I'm confident with the PYQ, now I'll go to a test series and I'll solve my FLT. So in these 5 weeks, what I'm doing unit wise PYQ. I'm doing unit wise PYQ and I'm taking 5 FLTs. Now, this is going to happen in 2 cycles. This is for week 1. This is for week 2, when I'll be doing PYQ of unit 6 to 10, followed by an FLT. Then I will be this is week 2. Then again, week 3, I will repeat this. I will repeat it again. So therefore, I said that if there's some leftover thing, leave it for now. Don't carry to the next day, because we have got another week 3 for it to cover it up. Then week 4, again, follow this cycle. And in the week 5, this is the ultimate test time you have to give. You have to religiously give the FLTs. So overall, we'll be solving 10 FLTs for optional, along with solving PYQs 2 times for all the units, along with doing notes making of all the units. This will bring you at a very good leverage with respect to your peers. Why? Because your entire optional process is very structuralized and streamlined. Okay. Now, so see, this was a macro plan. We have divided the entire thing into phases and months. But what happens is, if I wake up with the agenda of doing Indian polity, I might not end up doing it. Because then what exactly entails Indian polity? I don't feel like doing parliament chapter, even though it's important. I feel like doing, let's say, just only non-constitutional bodies. Will that give me good dividends? No. So therefore, I have to create a plan which is yielding me results, which is driving me, which is giving me target on daily basis. So how to do that? By making your target as smaller as possible. Because the only way humans are driven to conquer their goals is through the dopamine reward system. The quicker you get reward for doing something, the more you will do it. How to get that reward? By breaking your wins into micro wins. So don't try to conquer the UPSC at the same time, all of it at the same time, the entire syllabus coverage at the same time. That is not going to give you dopamine. As they have already asked in one essay, that happiness is a journey. It is not a destination. So dopamines, the reward systems have to be earned every day in the process, not after winning and killing the examination, right? So therefore, create micro topics. So how to create micro topics? Let's say on the day of 12th of October, that is going to be uh, 2 days after today. So 12th of October, I will be doing these many chapters, and I'm very clear on that. I'll be doing historical background, making of constitution, concept of the constitution, salient feature, preamble, amendment, and federal system. There is a reason why all of them are packed in one club, because all of them are correlated to each other. You'll find it easier to read. Okay? This is not following the hierarchy, the chronology of Lakshmikant chapters, but we have arranged them for you. Now, within them also, if I'm reading historical background, what exactly should I be reading from it, and how is it important? First of all, historical background means you are reading about the Regulating Act 1773, you are reading about the Charter Act, you are reading about the Indian Councils Act, the Government of India Act, most importantly 1858 Act, you are reading about the other Government of India Act, for example 1909, 1990, 1935, 1947, how 1935 is a mini constitution to India, what are the features, how did they change the constitutional framework, all of these things have to be micro listed, so that you know that you are having a very targeted approach towards this chapter. Similarly, making of the constitution, who created the constitution? Constituent Assembly. Who gave the first idea? When was it first accepted? When Constituent Assembly was first constituted? Who was the president of the Constituent Assembly? What were the recommendations? Why was it dissolved? So these things again will help me have a more targeted approach. Similarly, I'm just looking at federal system. What do I have to read in federal system? Federal system is something which is very important from prelims point of view and also mains point of view. Many questions on federalism gets asked. So, what is the difference between federalism and unitary form of government? Then what is the difference between different kind of federalisms, followed by, let's say, UK, followed by Canada, followed by USA, followed by Australia, followed by India? What are the difference? Have a comparative analysis of the federalism. Then what are the special provisions brought forward by the SR Bomai judgment with respect to strengthening the Indian federalism structure? So this again will give you a more focused approach over that topic, because you cannot end up reading the entire topic mindlessly. Otherwise you will feel that even if I've read it, I don't feel I have gained good base of knowledge, because you don't know what to seek for, what to look for. Okay, so micro detailing of these topics are further required. So for that, one method is that we provide you these micro detailings for all the topics. Okay, now these micro detailings, let's say I am heading forward to the chapter of geography. I'm now taking up the chapter of geography. For 3rd of November, I have to do universe and solar system. But what exactly should I read in universe and solar system? Should I read about the Laplace theory? Should I read about the different theories of origin? What is the Big Bang theory? What are the different types of elements in universe? Dark matter, dark energy? Because it's not written over here. Then what exactly do I have to read in geomorphology? So for that, one method is to create micro listings for that, to create micro topics for that. So I hope you can see it from here that this topic, universe and solar system, further can be dissected into what led to the birth of universe, which event, and what are the proposed theories, because it was asked in UPSC, Big Bang theory. Next, solar system, and not just solar system, but then what are comets, what are asteroids, what are meteors, what are meteoroids, what are meteoroids, and how are they different from each other, because it was asked in UPSC prelims paper. So as minutely you go into it, you will be able to solve the paper very quickly, because the UPSC PYQs are actually hidden over here only. They don't come from anywhere else. Okay, and also please be patient. I'll be taking up your questions if you're having any after some time, because I really have to pitch all this for you so that it saves your time and you are able to get the best out of this webinar as soon as possible without wasting much time for you. Okay, so please wait, please hold on for your comments. I'll be dealing with them very soon. Okay, now talking about evolution of lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere. If I just read it without knowing the further dilution of the topic, further breakdown of the topic, which is what led to the origin of life. What is the distinction between lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere? How did The geological time scale created multiple things around the earth, led to the evolution of the earth. What led to the varying length of days and nights, which also makes us learn about the concepts of the equinoxes and the solstices. Do you remember this date, 21st of June? This date, so important for UPSC that it has asked question on this date only about 6 times in the prelims examination. In fact, in 2024 also. The reason for this is, what happens during 21st of June? Which event occurs during 21st of June? Is anybody able to tell me? What happens at 21st of June? Is it an equinox or is it a solstice? Is it an equinox or is it a solstice? On this day, we have okay. I think we are struggling with the concept here. On this day, we get summer solstice. What is summer solstice, students? It means that because of the tilt of the earth, this is northern hemisphere, this is southern hemisphere, and this is sun. This part of earth, majority part of earth, is tilted towards the sun. So therefore, we see sunlight for the maximum amount of time in the northern hemisphere. This is known as a summer solstice. This is because of the bending, the orientation of the earth with respect to its axis, and it is bending more towards sun this time, so receiving more sunlight. Eventually, the northern hemisphere, the northern poles, see entire day sunlight. This is summer solstice. UPSC has asked question on this date multiple number of times. But how will you acknowledge that this is a topic? You will acknowledge this because you have this bifurcated plan. Okay? So when we go to these many details, then only we'll be able to solve question of PYQs of UPSC very, very easily, because they will keep themselves contained within the syllabus. But then what constitutes of the syllabus? What constitutes of the syllabus is something that we need to research upon. And if we don't want to research, we want to save our time, then we can delegate it to some expert who has already created the plan for you. Okay. So, sir, please. So now, this is how the micro planning will be done. Okay. So let's say on 24th of October, we are reading all about the non-constitutional bodies. Then we are reading about the vigilance bodies of India, statutory vigilant bodies. Then we are reading about the pressure groups, national integration, foreign policy on some particular day. Along with that, we'll be doing the second part also, which is reading about governance. As you can see, we will also pick up the topic of governance side by side. And this is for the advanced level, for the sigma level student, not for the beginner, because believe me, you first take care of the prelims, you first take care of the mains part, which are belonging to the foundational subject. That is mains of polity, mains of economy, mains of geography, mains of ethics. You try to secure these parts, they will become a cakewalk for you after you crack the prelims. Don't unnecessarily stress yourself about anything. Okay. So let's say we are taking up governance plan in parallel. So what exactly do you have to read in governance? Accountability, transparency, what is e-governance, what is e-courts, and again, the different aspects which are covered in the current affairs as well. Okay, so we'll be covering schemes like what is DBT scheme, okay, and let's say all the e-governance portals, the e-courts. Okay, then how have we ensured what are the role of civil services in the democracy, which linking with current affairs about mission Karma Yogi. Okay, so we have to bring more details in our structured plan. This plan I am freely providing to you. This PDF is going to be freely provided to you once you fill the Google form. And at the end of the Google form, you will be getting the link of this PDF. As clear as that. So don't fret upon it. What I'm trying to focus more on is that try to bifurcate it as much as possible on the basis of PYQ analysis. When you will finish this part of the syllabus, then you are good to crack the exam. But if you finish this micro part of the syllabus, these micro part of the syllabus, and not just the macro plan covering polity, covering geography, covering economy. No, that's not good enough. If you finish it to this micro level, you are excellent to crack the paper, because I don't believe that more than 5% of students are even having these plans. So, first of all, creating a plan is important. Committing yourself to a plan is very important. It actually helps you a lot also. So, this is how we have created the entire micro plan. Previously, we saw the macro plan for you. Now, we have created micro plan. Okay. Now, within that micro plan also, let's say I'm giving you a topic of money. I'm giving you a topic of banking. So, ma'am, what exactly I have to read in that? So, what are the kind of money? What is fiat money? What is legal tender? Legal tender was asked in UPSC. So, clarity is important. Then, from mains point of view, what is to be covered in money? They won't be asking money multiplier, circulation of money. They won't be asking that. They'll be asking current affair associated with money. What is demonetization? What is NPCIs? What is UPCI? What is centrally backed digital currency? What are non-fungible tokens? So the mains aspect, what is MDR, merchant discount rate, asked in UPSC. So these topics are important for prelims, important for mains. Okay? But you have to research on them. You have to find out where you will be getting it from. Of course, it is very much available in the step up plan that we have in the Vajiram. But at the same time, if you want to become self-sufficient, you have to look out for these topics when you're reading the current affair. It's as simple as that. Okay? Now, let's say I'm reading about the RBI and banking sector, then I'll not just be focusing on the monetary policy of RBI, but also the implications, but also on securitization of stressed asset. What are stressed asset? What is insolvency and bankruptcy code? Then, what are the development financial institutions? What is an integrated ombudsman scheme asked in UPSC mains? What are NBFCs? What was the operation twist? So these things also I have to read. If I have read all of this, I will come at a very good level amongst the other people who have been giving exam for some good number of times and who have been cracking means multiple times, because then I know what to read. If I know what to read, I will go and read it. And this will also bring me a better sense of purpose, better drive for cracking the paper. Right? I hope you are able to appreciate that. Okay. Now on that note, let's see how we also create the ethics syllabus. This is just trying to give you a glimpse of how we create it, so that you can also create it for yourself. And if you do not want to create it, if you want somebody else to do it for you, you can join the step up program. Now, see how we have created for ethics. Now, this is the topic attitude. Now, one could tell you that go and prepare attitude. But what exactly to prepare an attitude? First of all, determinants of attitude, impact of belief and values on attitude, relationship between multiple determinants of attitude, that is freedom, discipline, beliefs, relation of attitude to thought and behavior. This question was asked in UPSC. Then what is self actualization, asked in UPSC, along with providing you all the related PYQs from this topic, so that you understand through which length and breadth you have to cover this topic. Because see, attitude, it seems very vague. It seems very vague. If I'm asking you prepare attitude in one day, you will not be able to do it. But if I tell you prepare these topics on attitude, I give you a crisp material in which all of these points are covered, your notes will be very quickly made and you will be gaining confidence much quicker. Okay, so this is how you have to create a plan for yourself. Now, what is the advantage of having a good plan? Ma'am, if I am creating a good plan, what is the advantage of it? First of all, the very fact that you have been feeling demotivated, discouraged, and dull is because you are lacking the purpose. And eventually, you will go into the spiral of thinking, why am I able taking this? Why am I even taking this examination in the first place? You are doubting it because you do not have the day's purpose. To wake up with the purpose is the most beautiful thing that we can do with our lives. Let's say you wake up with a thought, you sleep with a thought at night that next year I'll be going to become an IAS. Of course, it is going to build some kind of dopamine. It is going to bring some kind of motivation to you, but it is not going to drive your next day. In the other day, the other day when you wake up again, you will be seeing the piles of book and you will feel so drained by decision making which book to pick. You will sleep back again. The purpose is to sleep at night by having the target of the next day. Next day, I will be doing the role of civil services in democracy, which comes under the governance part of GS paper 2, and I have to do the PYQ analysis. So when I'll wake up the next day, I'll brush up the PYQ question, I'll understand through which areas these questions can be asked, and then I'll start preparing my notes on it. If you wake up with that objective, the entire examination would become a gameplay for you. And see, we as humans, we end up procrastinating a lot. And as I've already told you, that if we procrastinate for a prolonged period of time, it results into depression. And therefore, a lot of our students are suffering, which I don't want. And therefore, what I suggest is have plan for that particular day and try your best. Try to converge all of your energies into that one plan. That one plan should be your entire life for that day. Okay, nothing should be able to distract you. Why? Because you have got a very strong drive to do something which is eventually in the longer run is able to clear your exam, because you can see through the macro plan that if I am able to do target day by day, eventually I'll be able to crack the examination on 25th of May. It's that simple. Because humans, we procrastinate, but we also believe in game theory. We enjoy the games. So let's say you award yourself a brownie point for every day's task that you have finished. Then see the amount of motivation and drive that will come to you. You will become self driven. You would not be requiring any motivation anymore. For that, structured plan, micro listing of the plan is very, very important. Okay. So, how does this help you? You wake up with clarity on what you have to read. Okay. Then you consult your dedicated mentor if you have any doubts about it, or if you feel that I'm not able to understand the approach, you consult your mentor. They will guide you on that topic. Then you start taking the notes on that topic. Then you do an assessment to check what is your standing on that topic. See, that is why we have also put up the sectional test, the full length test also. Okay, why is that? Because how will we be able to know whether we are holding a good ground on that topic? I've understood that topic fully in my mind, but according to UPSC, I'm not able to solve the PYQ. Am I prepared for UPSC? No, right? So therefore, assessment is very important. And when you have made the assessment, when you've given the test, be it of prelims or mains, the first thing should be to make a post assessment. Do the analysis. Where exactly did you falter? Why didn't you get the marks? What are your loopholes? And try to fix it in the revision period. So therefore, there are breaks in between the targets also. I'll be showing you the entire broad plan that Step Up has so that you can get inspired from it. And if you want to join the program, you can join it as well. Most welcome. This is the last batch that we have for Step Up. After that, there will not be any comprehensive GS batches. So anyway, talking about this, these are the advantages that one gets when one has a structured timetable, because it gives us a motive in life, a purpose in life on a daily basis. Okay. Now, how Step Up as a program attempts or aims to transform your preparation. We know what is the role of a structured plan. We know what is the role of having somebody who is having the same intent as that of us, that person who's more experienced than me, who's ready to give me their impart their skills, their experience, and whatever they have learned from their journey to me. That person is a highly qualified person, and I'm sitting with the person sharing the same energies as that of them, and they also have the truest belief that you will be able to clear the paper because they're working for you. To have that kind of companionship is something that Step Up offers. For us, what happens is that our students are, first of all, not only personalized mentored, but they are also mentored in a very friendly fashion, and they are mentored by understanding their individual weaknesses and their strengths. We also ensure that every kind of student's problem can be dealt in our Step Up mentorship program, be it related to their academic problems, non-academic, psychological problems, all of them. Of course, the mentors are academic mentors only, but they are humane enough to understand that the psychological or the non-academic problems could be detrimental in your preparation. So we try to fix all of those loopholes. Once we do that for you, everything becomes streamlined. Now, the moment a thing becomes streamlined or smooth for you, then what happens? Without friction, a vehicle is able to move at very, very high velocities, is able to accelerate at high velocities. So what you were thinking would be taking you 1 year, 2 year, 8 months would now just be taking you 5 to 6 months, because all the other areas have been removed, all the other challenges, frictions have been removed from your life. That is the role of mentor. That is where Step Up transforms your UPSC preparation. Now, the first thing that we offer is a very scientific study plan. We not only bifurcate it weekly, but also on a daily basis. I'll just show you one example. Let's say you have to read for industry and labor. Okay. Now normal person would say that okay, we have to read about different kind of industries of India, primary, secondary, tertiary kind of industries. What is service industry? What are the challenges faced by them? What are the industrial policies? That's it. But how UPSC asks question? So first is challenges in industry policy and their effect on the industrial growth. For that, you have to know what is the current industrial growth of the country, what are the challenges faced by industries in India, what exactly is industrial sickness which is faced by many states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, UP, etc. What is index of industrial production through which we are able to gauge how our industries are performing. What are the index of the 8 core industries? In fact, what are these 8 core industries? Just because you're reading a main syllabus doesn't mean that it's not going to help you in prelims. It is going to help you in prelims if you have the right eyesight for it. You can see that all these areas are for prelims only. Alongside, I'm reading about industrial policies and effects on industrial growth. How can I ignore the fourth industrial revolution? So I'll be reading that also. Okay. Next, in the industrial policy, I know that the prominent industrial policies have been 1956 one, 1973 one, 1999 one. But what about them? What about them? I have to read about their performance, challenges of creating a sound industrial policy in India. I know that they are not working. What are the challenges faced by India that we are not able to create a sound industrial policy? Then we have got a very important policy, current affair, production linked incentive scheme. What is this? How many areas does it include? What are white goods? Everything is covered. Then what is PM Gati Shakti scheme instrumental? What is National Master Plan instrumental in creating infrastructure in India? Okay, so this is how we bifurcate it. This is how we create a very scientific study plan for you. Okay. Similarly for manufacturing sector, similarly for mining, similarly for MSMEs. Very important topic, multiple times asked in mains. Now here, challenges faced by MSME sector, everybody would be reading it. But there is middle missing problem. There's a problem of missing middle in MSME. What is this problem? This question can be asked now. So such micro detailing is done in the step up program. Okay, now very quickly briefing you about the other sources. We have got more than 90 workbooks created from prelims and mains point of view, which not only gives you the PYQ alongside with them, which basically aids the PYQ analysis that we were talking in the mains in the micro syllabus, but at the same time they give you structured content, which means if I'm reading a mains content, it will not be created in paragraphical form but in introduction, body, conclusion format. I'll be getting two or multiple introduction, multiple conclusion. I can directly take it away from there, create my second level of notes from that, and I'll be mains ready instantly the moment I read these workbooks. Okay, so these are not explanatory workbooks, these are application ready workbooks, and it's available for all the subjects. Now the second thing that we offer is your weekly assessment. So weekly assessments are done in the form of tests. So every 7th day there is a prelims test, every 15th day. But for now, for you guys, there has to be an increased frequency. So for in every 7th or in every 10th day, there will be a mains test. On what? On the previous week that you have been working on. So whatever you have read so far, let's say you've read post-independence world history, we'll be publishing a test for you for that, okay, for your assessment. Okay, now that test, when it gets evaluated, it not only gets evaluated by the experts who have again written multiple mains, but is also reviewed. Then again reviewed by your own personal mentor. So 3 level of evaluation is there. So when you are getting feedback on your copy, you're getting a very unmatchable, holistic kind of feedback. Okay. Next is how we have created our workbook. This is how you can learn how to do the scientific notes making. Let's say in the GS3 I take up a topic of food processing industry. Okay, first of all, if a question gets asked on food processing, the first thing I need to answer is what is food processing industry? Something which brings food from farm to fork in simpler words. But that is not how I can start the introduction. I have to start with data. So there are multiple data that we have provided you. Introduction form 1. Introduction form 1 will tell me that what is the growth prospect of food processing industry. It is ought to be grown by $500 billion by 2025. And our food industry is one of the largest in the world. It has also defined the exact word of food processing. It encompasses the transformation of agricultural produce into a value based product, and that is why we say that food processing entails components that brings food from farm to fork. Okay. Introduction number 2. How much does it contribute in our GDP? Almost 6%. In our exports, almost 13%. And in our overall industrial investment, almost 6%. These are the various ways in which you can introduce it. Now, coming to the body part, we take up multiple approaches, similar to what you have to be writing in your mains. Best practices followed in food processing industry, best case studies for resolving disaster management, that is inherently provided in our workbook. Okay, from different countries, from different parts of states. So these examples you don't need to look out for anywhere. Second, what is the significance of food processing industry? A normal person would just tell this good for economy in certain way, good for export in another way, good for industrial growth, good for farmer in another way. The approach that we take is more holistic. It's a stakeholder based approach. What is the significance for farmer? What is significance for the consumer, for the business, for the government? Does it seem more organized or not? This is how we approach, this is the approach we take for all the step up workbooks. Okay, now we also have a routine tracker, which means we have given you a plan, but implementing that plan is your responsibility and you are accountable to us in case you get enrolled with us. In that case, your entire routine tracker, this routine tracker will be provided to you and it will be tracked by the mentor. So it's your responsibility to fill your entire timetable and be genuinely responsible to the mentor who is willing to guide you and who's wishing for you to crack the examination the next attempt. So don't waste their efforts also. Be very accountable towards yourself. Try to fill up this RAM sheet if you join the program. The next one is our assessment. So assessments are technically created. We very easily and readily assess whether who is the best performer one. We get the ranking. We not only the ranks but also how much time you have spent on average in one particular question, how many questions you have attempted, what is your percentile accuracy rate, and how can you improve. Okay, this is also that we provided in our prelims test, sectional test. Then when you have already done the prelims test, the post assessment is very important. So we have got a standardized mechanism. We publish report cards. These report cards, this is, let's say, your subject, you have taken a polity test. What was your total score? Your total score was 55. How many of them were correct? Only 25 were correct and 10 were incorrect. Why were they incorrect? Is it because of interpretation gap, awareness gap, contextual gap, revision gap, or factual gap? If I'm seeing a lot of gaps in conceptual area, which means I need to focus on the foundational more, on the foundational subject more. If I'm feeling that I have got revision gap, I have to be focusing on revision more. How to identify your loopholes? You have to first of all see what are the parameters that define loopholes. These are the classic loopholes. Whatever is getting highlighted more is your classic loophole that you are making, and if you keep on making it in the next attempt, what will happen? Again the same thing will happen, same vicious cycle, same trapping, and you will feel that UPSC is a very tough examination. Of course, element of luck is involved, I genuinely believe in it, but at the same time, not giving our best is a classic excuse of failing the examination. You have to give your best, you have to be more analytical, approach the paper in a very professional way, as if you are doing a job. Don't be very emotional towards the paper. Of course, emotions are something that we cannot hide away, but at the same time, be very objective. Understand your loopholes in a very objective manner and try to fix them in an objective manner only. Okay, not on an emotional basis. Okay, I'm not able to clear prelims, I'm not able to clear mains. So next time when you meet me and I ask you, how is your preparation going on? Don't just tell me, ma'am, I'm not able to study. I'm not able to do that. Tell me on which particular week are you doing your work on, which particular topic, which particular subject you are working on, and which subtopic you are working on, and what are the problems faced by you on those topics. So let's be very objective. If we become that, along with some of the emotional intelligence aspect that is required in cracking the paper, if we get the balance of both of them, the paper will become very easy for you. But being emotional about not clearing the paper, being emotional about not scoring good in one particular test score, will only drain your energy. It will not help you a lot, and that is why I'm guiding you for that. If you feel that you have scored, let's say, only 34 marks, then try to fill this sheet. Try to fill this sheet. Why have I scored less? What has been the reason? Is the reason awareness gap? Then I will read more. Is the reason revision gap? I will revise more. It is as simple as that. Okay. Now, the next thing that we offer is a personalized feedback on mains paper also. Let's say I'm scoring 4.5 marks out of 10 in one particular question. Okay, then I have to see how much time have I taken. If I've taken more than 10 minutes, which means even these 4.5 marks are not real. What I'm scoring within 10 minutes is the real marks. Okay, now if I'm seeing a lot of questions are coming under three category only, scoring less than 3 marks, which means I have to now check whether this is because I don't have content, I don't have dimensions, I don't have map and diagram, which will be made available by the evaluators, be it of this institute, other institute, they do provide you. It's your duty to create this plan then. Okay, and then again assess on an objective basis why exactly are you not getting marks in the mains examination, and then improve. Okay, this is also how this particular program helps. This is some of the testimonials of improvements of our students, how they have improved drastically in their prelim scores, in their main scores, right? And how this becomes a one stop solution, because here you not just get one layer of mentorship, you get mentored by one personal mentor depending upon your suitability. Ma'am, I want to have a mentor which is better in prelims, I want to focus more on prelims, allotted. Ma'am, I want to have somebody who's having geography optional, allotted. So that in that manner personal mentor is assigned. Second is the strategic mentors, Sajal sir, Sajal sir, and Richa ma'am. So yours truly, Richa Sharma. I am also going to be a part of your mentorship support. I'll be providing prelims booster sessions along with other strategic sessions, just like how I'm taking one right now. So there will be sessions from our side also. There will be sessions from our faculty. How faculty? Because we'll be also including current affair program. We will be including essay program, and we'll be including prelims exclusive program, and they will be taught by our senior leading faculties. And last, on every monthly basis we also make you talk to an IAS IPS ranker who has already taken the benefit of mentorship, and who is in the services right now. So they'll directly be contacting you face to face. Okay, so this is how this 4-layered mentorship provides a one stop solution for step up mentorship. Okay, now these are the other elements that we offer. There's essay module. Don't need to worry for the essays. Essays module is going to start from October itself. There are workbooks, the smart current affair classes taken by Jain Parikshit sir, one of the very esteemed faculty of our institute, and many others. And there will be prelims test series. Okay. Then we inherently divide your entire preparation into 4 phases that I was talking about. So we have got the foundational phase, we have got the phase of integration, we have got the prelims exclusive, we have got the mains exclusive phase. Okay, so you don't need to worry about your planning. Also, all of your planning, your individualized, your personalized planning is something that we offer you. Okay, and along with this, these are the following features which you can have a look into. And this is, I think, all about providing you the structured plan, the 8-month structured plan. I understand that you might be requiring them as well. You might be looking out for the PDFs. Sir, can we please switch on the TV? If you're looking for that, you can fill the doc form. If you fill the Google form, you will be able to get that link in which you will get all these questions. Okay. Do we have any students? Do we have any questions, students? Okay, I'll pick all the questions now. Fine, one by one. So Manvendra is asking how to improve English language. It's by reading. If you're a UPSC aspirant, so please read Hindu, especially the editorial part. Initially, you will struggle a lot, but eventually, it will become a cakewalk for you. Because language is something. I mean, imagine it like this: if you have a toddler at home, he'll be able to speak 5 languages, knows nothing about it, but just because of exposure effect, he's able to speak. So expose yourself. The more you expose, the more you will be better in English. Okay, just like any other language. Anyway, how should we follow this? Can you explain, please? How should we follow exactly what? Ashu, can you please explain again? क्या फायदा अब यूपीएससी में स्कैम होता है? सही बात है. That attitude is little sadist because फिर वो हर जगह होता है ना. ठीक है. Can you please scroll up? Thank you, Vineet. How to cover current affair for prelims and mains. Smart current affair is one solution that we have there to offer. The other thing is reading newspapers on a daily basis. Okay, nothing beats that. And if you cannot do that, at least go through monthly magazines on a monthly basis. Okay, and when you read the monthly magazine, they themselves provide you a perspective as to what is important for mains, what is important for prelims. So it becomes very easy. The current affair can only be solved through one key, which is consistency. Don't try to collect all the current affairs in 1 week. That won't happen. You have to read it very, very comprehensively. Thank you, life as an aspirant. Okay. Anything else? Do we have any further questions? Can it be executed by its own, ma'am? Dave, we were asking for this plan to be executed. See, I can only provide you the plan. You have got the plan for with you. Now, see, it's your commitment. I have made things so much easier for you, na? I it took me a lot of time to create this plan. Believe me. Now, if you're not even executing that, then you are also wasting the effort and the intent that I had for you, na? So you have to execute it. Have that belief. I will be able to do it. Why not? Okay. Prelims and mains, two things. Which one to give more focus? How to deal in this situation depends on your current situation. But anyway, I've already told you many things only develop through mains. It is through mains that you go to prelims. There's no such other way that there's different prelims, different mains. So if you're struggling with that particular question, if you're struggling with that particular question, you start with the foundational subjects: polity, economy, modern history, and geography. At least read these four very, very comprehensively. So you will find yourself to be preparing for both prelims and mains simultaneously. Okay. ठीक है. It's my last attempt. I have low confidence. What do I do? Okay, see, if you are okay, why somebody develops low confidence? Either because of past failures or because we keep on reminding ourselves of those past failures. Why are we doing that? Because we are not living in the present moment. See, I'm taking a very important session for you right now. Your focus should be ki chalo, ma'am has given me this plan. From tomorrow onwards, this plan is starting. So I'll just be focusing on this plan because my focus is clearing the prelims exam, clearing the UPSC examination. Right? So the very fact that you are present in the moment, you are enjoying the moment, you are focused in the moment will keep you away from all the other sides of problems. Okay, so even if it's your last attempt, see, it's the best thing. If it's your first attempt, that's the best thing. If it's your last attempt, that's the best thing, because there is silver lining on both sides of the spectrum. So don't worry, life will be good. Just start focusing on whatever you have to do right now and implement it on a daily basis. Okay. Okay, Mohan Raj, I hope it helps. Any suggestion for IFOS? I have mains next month. I can only say that all the very best to you. Don't take it for granted. Paper is very easy actually, but people don't prepare it ardently. So prepare for your optionals अच्छे से, जो आपके मेंस के selected papers हैं, especially forestry. Easy होता है, but उसको granted नहीं लेना है. PYQ solve करके रखना है, easily हो जाएगा. But complacent नहीं होना है. ये नहीं सोचना है कि I'll be waiting for my mains result, then only I'll go for forest mains. Don't take that approach. Prepare as much as you can. Try your best on that. Okay. Okay, how to prepare on essay particularly? I think what helped me the most was brainstorming on essays. So when I take essay as something on which something I have to write 250 words, then I used to get bogged down by it. But when I take it as something which I only have to brainstorm on, कि मुझे उसके बारे में सोचना है, just like how we talk to our friends. As much as you do that, the more your essay writing capabilities will enhance. So initially essays के लिए आप topper copies देखिए कि वो लोग कैसे, उनका line of thought कैसे रहता है, कैसे वो topics को link करते हैं, how are they doing that, and alongside try to brainstorm yourself. Have a brainstorming sheet on essay. So every night before going to bed, just brainstorm on one topic. Happiness is the way to, like, whatever that topic was. So happiness not a destination, it's a journey. So something like that, think about it and try to write as much as you can and then get it evaluated by somebody. ठीक है? Break the inertia of writing the essay. How to prepare for current affair and ethics. For current affair, daily current affair is very important. And if you're not able to do that, monthly current affair. Current affair has to be done consistently, consistently without losing out on one day. That is very important. Current affairs cannot be prepared overnight. That is a very sad part of this particular part of preparation. Okay? So you have to be doing it continuously. Ma'am, how do we also get live sessions on these topic also? Which topic? Can you please write down? I'll try to do my best to take sessions on them. Current affair for beginners. For beginners, I would say that there are analysis videos. Okay, because you are not the best one to judge कौन से टॉपिक इंपॉर्टेंट है, सिलेबस से कैसे लिंक हो रहे हैं, उसमें आपको स्टैटिक क्या देखना चाहिए. So उसके लिए आपको सबसे पहले कुछ एनालिसिस वीडियोस देखने चाहिए. They will make you understand how to do it. Rudra Kumar, if there's an availability, definitely they'll be provided to you. I don't have any problem with that. How to study economy for beginners? There are basic books, basic book recommended. जो standard book होती है वही है. Or if you have already taken any coaching, so that will also help you. Concepts are the key. Concepts are the king in economy and current affairs. So current affairs आप daily पढ़ते रहिए. एंड कंसेप्ट्स पे ज्यादा ध्यान दीजिए. अगर कंसेप्ट्स में कहीं पे भी लग रहा है कि यू आर नॉट एबल टू कोरिलेट लेट्स से बिटवीन बॉन्ड यील्ड एंड बॉन्ड प्राइस, वॉच अ वीडियो ऑन इट, शॉर्ट वीडियो ऑन इट. आप बहुत जल्दी ग्रास्प करोगे इकोनॉमी. ठीक है? Okay, is there any other? When will step up mentorship start for 2026? That's a very good question. We'll be starting from January. After reading standard book can easily solve prelims question, but not the mains. Of course, standard books are not the solution to mains. That is why knowing this plan, knowing this micro listed plan is very important. That is why creating them is very important, because then you know कि from this particular topic these mains question can be asked. So standard question are not the solution. The UPSC never promises ना that you read from so and so book and you'll be able to crack the paper. हर कोई कर लेता, सबने लक्ष्मीकांत 15 बार पढ़ के रखी हुई है. But मेंस क्वेश्चन के लिए you need to diversify your sources. ठीक है? Go to more mains oriented. Revise current affair as every day it is increasing, some topic are missing. That's the point of being worried. See, करंट अफेयर्स बहुत सारे आते हैं, सारे करंट अफेयर्स आपको नहीं पढ़ने होते हैं. सम डेज द करंट अफेयर वुड बी रिपीटेड, सम डेज यू विल बी मिसिंग आउट ऑन सम करंट अफेयर. आई वुड से फिक्स द टाइम दैट सुष्मिता आई विल बी ओनली डूइंग करंट अफेयर फॉर 1.5 आवर्स. अब उसमें मैंने जितने भी टॉपिक कर लिए मैंने कर लिया. ठीक है? सो दैट शुड बी द माइंडसेट. इट शुड बी टाइम स्लॉटेड. अगर कुछ सब्जेक्ट आपके छूट भी रहे हैं, कुछ आपके टॉपिक्स करंट अफेयर के, इवन इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू कैच दैट अप, इट्स कंप्लीटली फाइन. सी, इफ समथिंग इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट, इट विल रिपीट इटसेल्फ ओवर एंड ओवर अगेन. लाइक इजराइल हमास, नाउ इजराइल ईरान, एवरी डे टॉपिक इज कमिंग. तो कभी फोमो नहीं करना है करंट अफेयर में, लेकिन 1.5 आवर डेली करना है. ठीक है? ओके, टारगेट इज 2026. वांट टू टेक नवंबर 2-year फ्लैशलिंग कोर्स. शुड आई स्टार्ट रीडिंग? Should I start reading standard or reference along with those basic classes? You should start reading standard. You should first start with NCRTs. Once you're done with NCRT, then pick up the standard books. And if you will take the fledgling course, then you will get the mentor support also. So mentor will help you with that. That's a free of cost mentorship. Not able to revise magazine as getting no time to revise. Referring to yearly compilation would work. Unfortunately, Ayushi, yearly compilation never works. Only monthly magazines work. So monthly magazine revise करने के लिए आपको ये करना है कि every day you are revising, और every day you are revising at least 5 pages. ठीक है? ब्रेक डाउन करिए मंथली मैगजीन को, हो जाएगा. हो जाता है, हमने भी किया है, वैसे ही किया है. मेंस को प्रिपेयर करने we have to collect current affairs in such a manner that they are creating some examples for our answers, and we have to do answer writing practice. ठीक है? बस इसी से हो जाता है. बेस्ट बुक फॉर रेफरेंस And also मेंस के लिए one more thing is very important, notes making. So try to create notes for mains as much as possible, as if you're already writing answers. ठीक है? Best books or reference to start essay writing, because this available in the market, and there's no two doubt about it. So pick up that material from anywhere, toppers ka compilation, and learn from their thought process. That is how you will be able to see how to develop such essays. ठीक है? And the other thing is editorial analysis of newspapers. Ma'am, how to streamline Vajiram analyst in preparation? Okay, the way to streamline is, first of all, watch the analyst. ठीक है? If you are a very beginner, you have to watch the entire analyst. Then उसके बाद handout description box में रहता है. This is for revision purpose. So then you revise it or you compile it. We'll also be providing you monthly compilation, just like your monthly current affair. And from analyst itself, more than 25 questions were asked in the mains examination. So analyst, of course, because daily current affair है, उसका yield बहुत अच्छा होता है. तो उसके revision पे आपको बहुत focus करना है. ठीक है? Now let's say you are in the second level of preparation, you are well versed with current affair, you can do it yourself. But you find one topic in which you are struggling कि ये ईरान इराक का समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, कि मतलब, या फिर let's say कि ईरान और इजराइल का समझ में नहीं आ रहा, हिजबुल्ला समझ में नहीं आ रहा, then you watch that particular topic of analyst only. ठीक है? Then you do not need to watch the entire video. Is 1 year sufficient for cracking? If you feel that you will be able to manage the next 3 months and finish all the given targets in the next 3 months, 1 year is sufficient for you. But focus and target the next 3 months. How to make topic wise note for subject whose syllabus is not defined, for example economy. So that is why this plan is provided now. You go through this plan, you will understand what all topics you have to create notes on. And how to create notes, मैंने already वो scientific notes का sample दे के रखा हुआ है आपको, तो आप उससे देखो कि कैसे बनाते हैं. ठीक है? हाउ टू कवर द सिलेबस एज गुड एज पॉसिबल. अरे मतलब रेवत किशोर लाल पटेल, ये इसी के लिए तो ये पूरा सेशन है. यही तो मैंने बताया इतनी देर से, हाउ टू कवर द सिलेबस बाय 2025. वही तो, दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव बीन टीचिंग. फॉर मल्टीपल रिवीजन, एनी शॉर्टकट, शॉर्ट नोट, जस्ट समरी, और गो थ्रू ऑल द स्टफ. See, multiple revision के लिए क्या होता है? First of all, notes is important. The more crisp your note is, the better quickly you will be able to revise. Second thing is, even if you're not having notes, you should be highlighting the material you're reading. So every time you visit that material, you will do multiple revision. Second thing, whenever you're doing multiple revision, never try to read the material. Try to recall the knowledge out of your brain. ठीक है? उसको सोचने की कोशिश करो. लेट्स से आई एम रीडिंग अबाउट फूड प्रोसेसिंग, तो मैं खुद को आंसर करने की कोशिश करूँ कि व्हाट इज फूड प्रोसेसिंग, व्हाट इज द स्टेटस ऑफ फूड प्रोसेसिंग इन इंडिया, व्हाट इज द पोटेंशियल ऑफ फूड प्रोसेसिंग, if there are certain challenges, what are the government initiatives, if this is the government initiative, what is the challenge faced by this government initiative कि ये सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पा रहा है, what are our agendas, expectation, growth potential from food processing, how is it going to benefit the farmer, etc. I'm going to answer this, all of this. ठीक है? This is known as active recall process. The more you do it, the quicker, better, efficient your revision will become. ठीक है? I hope that helps. Now, any suggestion for IR preparation? IR preparation, current affair is the short source for IR. If you're struggling more, if you're very keen to be learning IR from some other source, I would recommend कि आप you take the yellow books of Vajiram. ठीक है? I don't have extracurricular activities in school, college, any leadership place other than art or drawing. Does it affect my interview? No, not at all, Kiran. That means that you had certain other priorities. You had a different personality at that time. Doesn't mean that you are the same person right now. We keep on changing ourselves, na? So if you feel that you were lagging somewhere, that is because you maybe compensated it with something else, maybe with studies. So now you study, and end of the day in the DAB, what really matters is your scores and how you are presenting yourself at that particular time, and how is your mindset. That is what is required. They don't want that somebody who's danced really well in college is going to be is going to be qualified for civil services. Make sense? है ना? How to manage time? Manage time. You always manage time by understanding the importance of time. There has to be a sense of urgency all the time that time is running. When you understand that, then you manage time. You only manage those resources which are scarce. To understand that time is scarce, you will start managing. How to do it? Create a timetable, create a daily plan, and follow it on along with this plan that I have provided you. Motivation भी मिलेगा क्या या सिर्फ handout और material? See, मोटिवेशन लिया जाता है। अगर मैं आपको मोटिवेशन ना भी दूँ, जस्ट बिकॉज़ यू आर लिसनिंग मी, यू कैन गेट मोटिवेटेड। जस्ट बाय सीइंग द पेडागॉजी यू कैन गेट मोटिवेटेड। मैं आपके सामने 10 मोटिवेटर्स ले आऊँ, यू डोंट वांट टू रिसीव इट, यू विल नॉट गेट इट। द द आइडिया इज़ वी विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग यू एवरीथिंग दैट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड फॉर यू, ठीक है? बट नॉट दैट इज़ नॉट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर यू। सो दैट हैज़ टू बी केप्ट इन माइंड। Okay, ma'am, what should be the approach for 2026? Adish, we have a lot of time for that. We'll be taking session on that soon, but next year, not right now. Okay, right now just focus on foundation subject, secure your polity and economy. प्रीलिम्स के लिए क्या स्ट्रैटेजी रखनी है? प्रीलिम्स के लिए बहुत सारे पीवाईक्यूज करने हैं, प्रीलिम्स के लिए बहुत सारे टेस्ट लिखना है और उनके नोट्स बनाने हैं और उनका रिवीजन करना है लास्ट लास्ट वीक में। इससे ज्यादा कुछ स्ट्रैटेजी फॉलो नहीं होती। प्रीलिम्स की यही रहती है, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज बहुत सारे लोग कर नहीं पाते हैं। तो इफ यू लास्ट दिस वन स्ट्रैटेजी, दिस इज द स्ट्रैटेजी। Engineering background students, how to start GS basics? You can join some course, you can watch videos, you can learn from the books, start learning. Doesn't matter आप कौन से background से। So many engineering background students are acing in UPSC. I myself am from engineering background, I'm teaching you something about UPSC. That doesn't matter. ठीक है, आप कर लोगे। बुक्स आप रीड करना स्टार्ट करो, स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्लान फॉलो करो, आप कर लोगे। For polity NCRT Lakshmikant Vajiram Barak, is it okay, or eliminate any book to make limited books? NCRT के लिए you have to be limited. Only 11th standard NCRT is important. Political theory is also somewhere important, but not if you don't have PSIR. Lakshmikant is very important. Vajiram book only for the mains point of view. It's a very good book, but the thing is, if you're already reading Lakshmikant, then it will become repetitive if you're reading yellow book also. But yellow book is very good for mains. Somebody was telling us ना कि standard book में mains का नहीं होता है, but Vajiram yellow book में होता है, ठीक है? एंड बेयर एक्ट, ऑफ कोर्स बेयर एक्ट से क्या होता है, आपको सर्टेन क्लॉज मिलता है, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द लिटरेचर ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, ठीक है? Although if you ask me to eliminate anything, you can eliminate Bare Act as of now. Don't over learn Bare Act. Okay? Can I rely upon the PDFs of daily current affair of your channel without making own notes? Please tell I'm not making the notes. It's completely fine if you're not making notes. That is why we provided you handout. Because we also felt you might be not able to make notes. So that is why, to ease off the things, we are providing it with that intent. कोई जरूरत नहीं है। उसी पे अगर आप scribble करना चाहो, you can do it in the handout itself. Ma'am, how do we also get videos of topics in this batch? इंट्रा टॉपिक के वीडियोस तो मतलब मिलना मुश्किल है। देयर इज नथिंग सच प्लान राइट नाउ, बट इन द स्टेप अप मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम जो इंट्रा टॉपिक प्लानिंग होती है वो भी रहती है, ठीक है? हाउ टू डेवलप इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच? इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच कैसे बनाएं? By understanding PYQs of both the subjects. Let's say I'm reading economy, I'll go through PYQ of prelims, PYQ of mains, and I'll see that there are certain overlapping things, then I learn that. So upon looking at things that they are actually interdisciplinary in their very nature, I will start learning it in the same fashion. ठीक है? How during this 8 month, how to practice for answer writing? So sectional test का space है, ठीक है? मैंने आपको ये जो प्लान दिया हुआ है सब में सेक्शनल टेस्ट है। The moment you finish up a topic, 5 days 6 day पे सेक्शनल टेस्ट है। That is when you are preparing answer writing. When I'm asking you to do PYQ analysis, you are doing answer writing only. One pager note provided during mains. Yes, in step up we are launching a new module in which we'll be providing you one pager notes as well. How to cover current affair? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, how to current affairs? I have already मैंने already आपको बताया हुआ है. But anyway, we have got a navigator section, navigator playlist in our YouTube channel as to how to manage current affair and how to link it with the syllabus. आप एक बार उसको देखो. It's a very dedicated video. It will help you more. Okay, because I have got paucity of time. I have to leave the room now. Is there any final question? Is there any final question for us? Any question that could help your fellow aspirants as well? Any final remarks? Is it important to make notes for every subject? No. See, first of all, it is possible if you're asking me for the possibility, but it's not viable. Why would you be creating notes for everything? Create notes for those things which you can forget. Okay, let's say the comparative between NHRC, SHRC, CAG, and ECI, etc. You might be forgetting now what is the appointment process, selection process, who's in the appointment committee, tenure क्या है, condition क्या है services की, उसका comparative table बना लोगे हमेशा याद रह जाएगा. So create notes strategically, not compulsively. Okay, fine. Last question. September 22nd batch, Fledgling batch yet to start. Does both batch are combined on November, or I don't have any idea about it? Okay. You can reach out to our counselors on online help desk. Okay. Okay, then thank you so much for attending the session. I hope that you have gained insights from this session, which would be useful for you in strategizing your preparation, bringing certain structure in your preparation. Okay. And thank you so much for attending the session. I had a great time. Till we meet again. Bye, guys.